Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been 2 years since I posted anything, and the last time I posted something was a review of my Fender Sonaran SCE. I'm back, and what I'm going to be doing is posting reviews of the two other guitars that I have, namely this Ibanez AS53, as well as a few of my other, or my Chapman ML1, and then I'll probably have some more guitars down the line to review. I don't know what else too much I'm going to be doing on this channel. I'm probably going to work with this in conjunction with my Instagram just to post some of the playthroughs of these guitars there so you can know a little bit more about them. But basically, what these guitars are two of my own personal guitars. They're not sent to me by anyone, obviously. I'm not a big YouTube personality. But yeah, I have these guitars. They both have interesting stories about why I got them and such. I'm going to start off with this one. So this one is Ibanez AS53. I've said that, but this guitar is, I think, at the moment defunct in Ibanez's catalog. It has since been replaced by the Ibanez AM53. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's also the exact same guitar, but the reason why they moved it is because this is a smaller body semi hollow than a regular semi hollow. So it's a little bit, you know, contouring is a little bit smaller than what you would get on a semi hollow. Um, that being said, still a chunky guitar. I'll get into that a little bit when I come to feel. But yeah, just to talk about some of the specs that it has Sapele top, Sapele back, Sapele sides, bound laurel fretboard, white dot inlay, medium. Well, okay, and this might be updated. I think this is either laurel or rosewood. I'm not sure. Um, ART SD bridge. Uh, just it has a 24.75. I'm not exactly great with the imperial system. Um, inch string. Um, what do you call it? How am I forgetting this? Um, the distance between your saddle and your nut, whatever it is. I have 10 gauge strings on it. That's what they come with. Um, Infinity bridge pickup, Infinity neck pickup, all pretty standard on the Ibanez range. Yeah, I will say as well, flatter fretboard than you'd think. Um, Nickel frets, all that stuff. I actually have no idea what the nut is on this. My suspicion is that it's plastic. So I'm checking it. Yeah, plastic nut. Um, so if you're looking at this guitar and thinking it's not one of those, 7,000 um, ridiculous amount of money guitars, is because it isn't. It's an affordable guitar. I would have gotten this thing at the time I purchased it. I got it on a great deal. I got it for like 150 bucks, somewhere there, US dollars. But about this guitar, it's a great guitar. I actually just set it up and I actually checked to make sure the neck is perfectly straight. The frets are great. Okay, not the most precise fret job on the sides, but good enough that you won't be able to feel it as a beginner. There are much worse guitars that you could get at that price point. And let's be honest, the reason you're getting it is this body shape. If you're a beginner and you're looking at this guitar, or maybe you're playing some ST style or single cut guitars, and you're thinking you want to delve into the semi hollow, this is going to be like one of the first ones you're going to think of, and the first thing you're going to think is, but do I want to sacrifice the playability? Now it's Ibanez, so these guitars are really playable. Let me just check what they call this neck here. I'm sure they have a name. They have all the fancy names for it. Okay, it doesn't seem like they do. But yeah, so I would probably call this about a C shape, maybe just a little bit wider. So it's a little bit rounder, if that makes sense. It's almost like very circular at the back. Actually, quite comfortable. Not as thick as you would expect. Uh, in comparison, my Chapman obviously has a slimmer neck. These are, I wouldn't call them jumbo frets, wouldn't even call them medium jumbo. They're kind of like narrow, tall frets. Um, yeah, so that's some of the spec stuff on this guitar. So what does it feel like? What does it play like? It plays like a guitar. Shocker. Um, in terms of the sound, we have pickup switch here, uh, neck, bridge, middle in the middle, um, tone, volume. Pretty simple switching. Um, and I will say this guitar just it plays like a guitar. It's pretty good. It is quite bright on the bridge and very warm on the neck. So we think of sometimes the original guitar design was for lead to be your bridge pickup, and then your neck pickup was going to be like your rhythm playing. That's pretty much the ideal that they went here through. There's no like they're kind of similar, but this one has a little bit more cut on the bright, and this one has more on the warm. You're gonna hear this thing with tone all the way up on both of them. It's either going to be really warm or really bright. Even if I roll off the tone on the bridge, it's still bright. Um, Signal chain is my Ibanez into my Fender Mustang GT50, the older one, and I have it set up on a 65 twin amp, and I have a reverb on, and I'm also going to be using the overdrive built in and the fuzz built in just for some of those dirtier tones. This is just a quick overview on what it's going to sound like on clean, and I'm going to start off on the neck section. Gonna roll off some of the tone, put it down to 0. Bridge, tone off, and then I'll roll it back in. Okay, rolling. That was it off and rolled in, and now in the middle, which is very middle. Okay, I will switch over to some of the overdrive and fuzz settings in a minute. Just give you a brief view of what it sounds like on both of those. I will say this guitar handles um, fuzz and overdrive really well. Them being passive, they're actually very. I wouldn't say soft, so I wouldn't say vintage. Like they're in a medium position when it comes to power output. Actually, this guitar's bigger brothers, the AS53, I mean 73, 93, all those are going to have much louder sounding pickups. I mean quieter sounding pickups, and these are going to be slightly louder, but nothing as compared to like my Ibanez, which is my Chapman, which is supposed to be a shred machine. So just so you know, this is a really good middle of the pack type of guitar. So that was just a brief illustration of what it can do on those type of tones. Again, if you want to see more playing of this guitar, what it actually sounds like in different playing scenarios, check out my Instagram for that. Sorry, just muting my guitar. Check out my Instagram settings for that and see what it sounds like there. Thanks for watching. This has been very, very brief. I hope you've gotten something out of it. I don't know, you might have one of these available at your local guitar store. Um, guitars hanging around a little bit. And you're thinking to yourself, should I get it? Should I not get it? It's extremely simplistic. There's very little that can go wrong. I mean, tune-o-matic bridge, they call it the ART, but it's a tune-o-matic bridge. Um, Tuners, they hold okay. They're not perfect, but they're not constantly slipping out. This thing holds tune quite well. Um, I hardly ever have a tuning issue. So, just so you're aware. And that's all for this video. Thank you and goodbye.